let me introduce Shauna if you don't know her. So Shauna Teaken, she's an Access Consciousness certified facilitator and the 3-day body class facilitator, and she's the worldwide coordinator for the Happy Mouse Generative Energetic Dentistry, which I think she will talk more about. What is that? But it's so amazing thing. And a bit more about her, that she has been working in the fields of health, healing, and fitness for quite a long time. And she started her first exercise class business in 1980. So she is living in Brisbane, Australia, and she travels, writes, and enjoys working with people to access their own unique capacities. And one of her great areas is she really enjoys working with the capacities of Earth. And she also developed her own type of energy exercise that she calls the energy flows, which allow the being and the body to commune with the Earth in ways that contribute to not only the Earth, but an enhanced capacity with health, money, and pleasure. And also her website is shaunasisland.com, where you can access her blog, classes, and sessions. And just a few words about Greg. The amazing thing that we know Greg is from New Zealand. And I just read a few things because we met quite many times, Greg, and I always saw you as someone who is ready to help. He is ready to be open and be there for anyone, no matter if you met the person just for once or many, many times. You have an amazing healing capacity, I can tell that, and always enjoyed being around you.
Thank you.
But there are a few things that I have to mention, that you walked through your own path. You had a few health issues that helped you to wake up and start your own path. You went through like reading or studying the Louise Hay books, Eastern processes of healing, like acupressure and Qigong and Shiatsu. And just to let you know, but I hope everyone knows that, so he is a certified facilitator and he has an amazing class, the Alchemy of the Bodies. And as I've seen, you have something else coming up, the Alchemy of Money.
Yeah.
And I think there are more to it. And I would like to hand over the words to both of you and start this amazing, amazing Zoom video.
Thank you.
So let's get started.
Thank you, Rocco. And you came up with this idea, everyone. This was Rocco's brainchild. How do we contribute to New Zealand? How do we tap into the fabulous, unique energy of the land and the people in New Zealand? So I thank you. Much gratitude for you, Rocco. Thank you. And thank you to Greg and Chilla, and to Greg for agreeing to be our first guest. Yay! How's it get any better than that? Hello, Greg.
Hi. How you be?
I'd be wonderful.
Excellent.
I'd be all the better for seeing you and being around you.
Thank you. It's been an amazing year. I've just been looking back at it on Facebook, how it keeps reminding you that, this is where you were a year ago. A year ago, I was in Nelson at a Evolve Festival and we're setting up a store right next to Rock and Cellar, and it's like, they do bars. Cool. Yeah, and it was like, wow, there's more people down here. And the whole place just rocked. And, I went and did a, what do you call it, spent 5 minutes talking to people about the energy of access and blah, 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 and then had to run away and hide because they kept following me back to the store. And I just wanted to eat something. I had the shake so bad and had to go to hide behind a building. And so I left all those people for Louisa and Karen and Rocco and Silla to deal with. And I just made myself absent. So, yeah, so much has changed, I now live in Vienna, or just out of Vienna, in Tossavac, with Gabi, and Gabi, me, and Blanca, and a few others are creating such amazing classes and people are inviting us to be present, to come and do classes in their cities and in their towns, and they're hosting us, and it's like, but it's amazing. The people are desiring will change, and want to know how.
Okay.
What is it?
So, Greg, the fascinating thing for me, or there's many fascinating things for me about you, is that could you talk to a bit how your connection with the land and with bodies? See, for me, it's about the being, the body, and the earth. When you put those three things together, that is alchemy, that's magic. And for you to you kind of take New Zealand to the world when you go, don't you? Well, yeah.
A while ago, I really had it brought home to me, it would be 2 years ago now. Liam Bramley did some work on me after I had a bit of an event during class, and we went on a journey right around the planet via the volcanoes and under the earth and through all sorts of places. It was amazing. I thought Liam would take me on that journey. And so I said, wow, thanks for that. He says, no, Greg, you took me. And it was like, really? He says, yeah. And it was just like, wow. And so I realized then that I no longer belong solely to New Zealand. I actually belong to the planet. And because of that, there's the energy increased.
Yes.
It increased so exponentially. And also my desire to be more increased. So totally tapped into the planet. And then with recovering from the strokes and getting out of my wheelchair and recovering from paralysis because of a obese thing, I became really connected with my body. I know what my body is doing. It gifts me more and more all the time. I've just been to visit my children in Hamilton in New Zealand and had a little good bit of time with them and catching up with 3 or 4 peeps around the North Island. And, the biggest comment I've got back is, oh my God, you're looking so well and so joyful and so useful. My daughter Megan actually cried as she was giving me a hug. She says, oh Dad, you're looking so well. And thank you for just being you. And I went away, my face is leaking, but it just confirmed that what we're doing is just right on track.
Yep.
And it's being tapped in and listening to your own body. I mean, really listening to it. Not saying my body wants to go to the gym because my mind wants to. It's actually, does my body actually want to go to the gym? Does it want to be beaten and punished? Does it want to be force-fed all this crap food? Or does it just actually want a piece of lettuce or a piece of cheese or a hard-boiled egg? Yeah.
I really wonder, Greg, and maybe you have some awarenesses you can contribute with this, is I talk to a lot of people. A lot of people have this thing where they say they wake up in the morning, feel like they've been hit by a truck or run over by a truck, or they wake up feeling whatever that is. And at some point you have to go, this is the awareness my body gives me. Your body is like... If you say so. Oh, I just switched on Siri by mistake then. Sorry, I must have said something to Siri. That your body is actually like one giant sea anemone. You know those sea anemones that are in the bottom of rock pools? And it is that sensitive, that wavy. It's like a giant naughty bit, really. It's like a giant erogenous zone. Your body, it's always receiving. And until you can't change or stop that. That is who you be.
If you look at every cell of the body, every cell membrane, it has those filaments, and they're totally about receiving information. And then they've got filaments that join each cell to each cell, and they're about sharing information. So all the cells know exactly what the other cells are feeling. When you wake up in the morning and you feel like there's an elephant sitting on your head, the first one you got to ask is, wow, is this mine? You don't have to know who it belongs to, just, is it mine? No, cool. Get up and get on with it. It's not my shit.
Yeah.
And it's just let it go. We go, oh my God, I've got a headache, you know, or I'm doing this, and this, it's not even ours.
Yeah. And I think there's that subtlety too of going, what does your body require to shift that? And it may be different for you than, it might be a walk around the block for you. It might be a cup of tea for you. It could be something different for everyone, but that your body does actually know what it requires to come back into that pleasure zone.
And every time that you wake up and you've got that, it doesn't mean it's going to be the same remedy each time. You know, one morning your body actually might want some Panadol, some painkillers.
Yeah.
Another morning it might just say, oh shit, I really could do with some sugar or a coffee.
Yeah.
Another one is like, give me some bacon and eggs.
Or a Bloody Mary.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you hear the dog that bit you. You know, you went to bed drinking whiskey and rum, and so you actually need a shot of it just to wake up in the morning. Oh, my God. But you know, we make ourselves wrong.
Yes.
All the time for this shit. But what if that, you know, we stop making our body wrong? What if we stop making that awareness wrong?
Yeah.
And we actually listen?
Yeah.
Really listen. You know, I argued with the specialist in Palmerston North Hospital in New Zealand because he told me I needed these particular drugs. He says, my body doesn't want them. I'm not taking them. And 3 specialists later, we come to a... they did as they were told.
Yes. Yes, you can be persuasive, Greg. You can be persuasive. And you do have to stick up for your body and stand up for your body sometimes. And then for me, there's another subtle thing there that if you've been using the tools of access consciousness and you still have these awarenesses, of course you're going to have even more. People blame themselves for not, I mustn't be using the tools right. If only I read more, if only I went to more classes, if only I asked more questions. Well, asking more questions might be good. But you know that it's another way of using it against yourself and going into the life of you.
Yeah. And what would happen if we just got out of the judgment? Stop making ourselves wrong. It's such a habit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm totally guilty of that one.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at making myself wrong. But no, I'm actually getting better at not making myself wrong and not choosing to be wrong. And it says that happens, I'm actually getting even more ease in my universe and in my world and in my body.
Okay.
You know? And it's that. When we can come out of judgment of us, our bodies and our beings and our awareness, oh my God, there's nothing we can't accomplish. There's nothing we can't undo in our bodies. There's nothing we can't heal.
Yeah.
You know, I lost my speech 3 times now. The sound wouldn't do the sound. You know, and now it's like, well, I've got a funny accent, but, you know, that's about it. I lost my left side to where my foot dragged. I lost my sense of falling so that I'd be looking at the carpet and going, oh, shit, I've fallen. Or I'd be looking at the ceiling going, oh, I think I fell over. Now, I don't even have that. I can balance on one foot with my eyes shut. That's not supposed to be possible.
So what is that? Is that new capacity showing up or what? So what is that?
Nothing's new.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all have this. We all have these capacities. We've got them. We just pretend we don't know where to find them.
Yeah. They're hidden in plain sight, eh?
Absolutely. That's the best place to hide them. To pretend, you know, we're told that, oh no, that's not possible, so we just believe it. How many times have you read of a woman who's gone in the garage and heard a funny sound or something, and husband's pinned under the car, and she lifts the car with one hand and pulls the husband out with the other?
Yeah.
A man walks out of the bush in New Zealand, walks like 15 miles on a broken leg to get help for his friend who's pinned under a tree.
Yeah.
You know, and yet we could sprain our ankle and not be able to walk across the lounge to get the remote.
So true.
It's there in plain sight. There is so much that our bodies are so capable of. Our bodies are, when we get rid of our beliefs and our judgments and all those conclusions and projections that we had taken on board, there's nothing we can't accomplish. And I mean nothing.
There is an energy on the planet at the moment, and you have traveled probably more widely and wildly than most of us. And there are a lot of people on this call from not just New Zealand. There are a lot of people. Yeah. We had over 100 registrations for this call from all over the planet.
Yeah.
Could you give us a little insight into what's the mood, what's the energy in Europe, in these countries that are experiencing a lot more change and a lot more terrorism and stuff than we do in Australia or New Zealand? What's the vibe out there, dude?
Well, for me, from my awareness and what I've seen and observations, the people in Europe and all around where I'm living at the moment are demanding more change.
Yeah.
They're actually asking for more, you know, but we've been trained that when we want change, there's got to be chaos. And we've been trained that when we want to have change, then it's got to be hard.
Yeah.
And there's all this. So as we're creating change, we're also creating hardship. What would happen if we let that belief go?
Yeah. And it's the turmoil, isn't it? As if there has to be turmoil, and there doesn't need to be that. Yeah.
No. And like I've visited New Zealand this time, and I've looked at it from a totally different pair of eyes. Whereas before I was like, oh, I'm so frustrated because the Kiwis don't listen and they don't want to know and they're so complacent. And it's this time I was all, actually some of them are, but there are many that are actually demanding and asking for change. They just don't know how to ask.
Okay.
Whereas the Europeans are now saying, fuck it, we want change now. Where can we go? Where can we look? I mean, Gabby and I did a class, a foundation class, I think, and Dawson Park, and we had 14 people there. One lady drove 8 hours to come to the class.
Yeah.
You know, she drove past how many other facilitators? But it was because she was demanding particularly energy and looking for it.
Yeah.
And so the class jumped out to it.
Can you do that?
You know, there are others that are looking from elsewhere.
Is that someone asking a question, Rocco, or do we have someone unmuted?
We've got people talking.
We have someone unmuted.
Can you mute them?
Yeah, I cannot from here. And yeah, they have issues with the laptop. Shauna, can you unmute? I mean, mute someone?
Possibly. I need to put my glasses on to see. I can mute everyone, but that wouldn't be much fun.
Yeah,
well, then you can select who can unmute.
Hang on. I can't mute Greg. No, he's important. No, I'm not. No, I can't. I'm not able to. Stop it. Yeah. Okay. That's it.
All right. Cool. So there's an energy demand.
Yes.
All around the world. The land is demanding, not just the people.
Oh, now that's an interesting point, because I, for the last year or so, have been playing with scheduling a class where the land pulls me to go, rather than saying, oh, where are the most people, where are the hosts, blah, 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 blah. Where would the land like a 3-day body class to be? And which is why last year, you remember, I was going to go to Auckland and I went, oh, Christchurch. Wow, that just was so exciting. And I'm coming back to New Zealand, as you know. I'm going to Tahiti. And as a 3-day body class facilitator, you do get invited everywhere. Everyone wants those classes. And just choosing from where the land desires me to be, it's so, I'll use the word thrilling for my body.
Yeah.
Because it's another, sorry.
No, go for it.
Well, it's another way that the universe has your back. It's knowing that the earth actually has your back and that the earth desires to contribute to you. And if you ever doubted that, really, you know how we do the energy pulls, everyone online, you know, you do your energy pulls for a bars session. Do you ever do the energy pulls on yourself? And you don't have to do this. You just open up the top of your head and pull energy through your own body out the bottom, down into the earth and connect with the earth. Oh my goodness. And then pull earth energy up through your body and up and out the top of the head. And everyone online couldn't help themselves. They just did that. Oh my goodness, the difference that makes wherever you are. Because even if you're in an ugly place, so-called, or a city, it's still going, I want to contribute to you. I want to give to you. It's like a secret admirer who's always behind every pillar, just wishing you would look at it so it could send you a kiss or a box of chocolates. The earth is always this admiring lover that wants to gift. Absolutely.
When Gabby was organising the first alchemy class in Vienna, we were going to, I was happy to go to Vienna for 10 people, so we were going to teach it in her house. And then she messaged me that she had to get a bigger venue, because she was getting up there. And then we got up to over 35 people, but suddenly even the second venue was now too small. And she said, please, can you help me find a bigger venue, the one that's going to actually fit the class? I said, well, ask the class. Ask the class and ask the land, because it's the land, there's the money that we come for this class. Boom.
Yeah.
You know, and suddenly we had this class that we had 100 people learn. We found we actually had room for, I think we had 4 more people we could fit in with tables. We had 2 dogs, we had babies, but it was, and everyone was joyful and happy. But the land contributed to that. It absolutely created the energy for that class.
So there you go. The energy of the land is sexualness. It's kind of a naughty word, but sexualness is the generative, joyful, healing, nurturing, cool. It's just this cruisy energy that the earth bees, that when you connect with it, you get to have that. It's so, so neat. And then you said something really quite profound, the class. Ask the class to contribute. So if there's ever a class you think, oh, I'd love to be there, oh, but how am I going to do that? How am I going to afford it? Blah, blah, blah. I would say register for the class and then ask the class, because the class wants you there. You're already a part of it, and it will start to draw you in like a giant magnet. The class will act on your behalf to get you there.
Absolutely, yeah.
And don't you give up, because there's been classes where I have not had the money come through till 9:30 the night before, and sometimes on the way to class, and I've said, I'm going. I don't know how this is going to work. I am just going to go. I'm going to show up. And it's that energy of demand of me. And it does. So you don't give up. Never give up. You never give in. People listening? What is that noise?
Silence. It's all that. And, you know, sometimes that sexual energy of the earth isn't quite as crazy as we would like it to be, because sometimes it's so intense, because it's actually trying to kick our asses into gear.
Oh, I never have that. Oh, my Lord.
Sorry.
Oh, my Lord. I just had about 2 days of that over the weekend. I blame Donald Trump for it, because he's really a great scapegoat at the moment. I blame Donald Trump.
Yeah, the sun didn't rise in the east this morning, so it's Donald Trump's fault.
He's stirring up the world in a way, and I could go, I don't like it, but it's change.
So, and that's all part of it. We ask the universe for stuff, but we still don't want the change. We don't want things to change. We like it as it is, but we want stuff. We want change, but we don't want change. We don't want, because it becomes uncomfortable.
You know what that actually is? That's decay and dying and death. That
Yeah.
I want to be comfortable is the slow and slippery slope down to decay and death.
Actually, it's not that slow.
Pardon? It's not that slow.
It's not.
I should have speed up for some people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had stroke at 33, stroke at 35, stroke at 36. It was speeding up.
Wow.
The doctor said, you're on a downward spiral. We can't stop it.
And now that you're 38, you're over it, right?
Yeah. I changed my mind.
Yeah.
I changed my mind. I changed the way I thought about me. And that was the first part of it. And then after that, it's about letting go all the other crap.
Yeah.
And my God, I've still got trailer lights full. So, but you know, one day at a time. And just being willing to, and actually having friends like Gabi and Gwen and Rocco and Silla and Renat and Blanca that are willing to just kick my ass and say, get it together, boy. You've got a job to do. Let's get on with it.
Yeah.
And then I also hear the earth say, what are you doing? Come on, we can do this.
Yes.
And it's like, and then my body tingles. Then everything gets on fire, and I'm ready to go.
Is there anyone who wants to ask a question? Because he rabbits on, then I rabbit on. And does anyone have their hand up? Because we will just keep talking. Rocco, is anyone like to chip in with a question or?
I can't see any hands raised at the moment.
We've terrified them all.
We have. And
So what if we would ask Greg, so can you please talk more about your class, the new class, the alchemy of the body, and how it all goes, and where does it come, and anything that we can know about it?
Well, the alchemy of the body, it's about change. Alchemy means change, to change from one form to another. So the early alchemists were looking at how they could change lead to gold.
Yeah.
Now, when you look at the people in this reality, they are leaden. They're heavy, they're full of dross, and they're really slow moving. And then you look at people who start to create change in their lives, and they start to get their shine and their glow about them. I'm looking at a good dozen at the moment that are all shining and happy. And it's that's what the alchemy is about. It's about changing from being heavy and slow and with no choice to living in a universe where there is choice, where we have joy, where we have allowance, we have incredible gratitude, not only for ourselves, but for the people around us. The class, it's really still evolving. The first class we had was 2.5 days. And the first half was the taste, the intro, where I talked about my shit and how I got out of my wheelchair and how I got well and how I got sick again, how I got well, and blah, 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 blah. Poor Gabi's so sick of telling that story. But it's like, you know, and then the next day we start with dropping our barriers. And the best way is you watch somebody hug somebody else. And you watch this little pat, 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 kissing in the air, not even touching the body. Mm. And then we get everybody to stand facing each other. And we say, right, drop all your barriers. Drop all your barriers. Now look at each other with this feeling of absolute gratitude and total allowance. And we wait. And we wait for the energy to change. And we say, right, now hug. And all of a sudden, people are full body hugs. There's tears in their eyes. There's this incredible sense of gratitude in the room. And they don't want to let go. And I mean, they don't want to let go. They just keep holding each other and they're just joyful gratitude to each other. It's incredible. And then from there, we start the looking at how we heal others and how we heal ourselves, and how we let go from that space. And it creates so much change in people's worlds. And, you know, they take that energy with them to all the other classes that they attend. And that creates a different energy within those classes.
Mm.
And the changes are quite profound. This facilitators go, wow, that's the most profound class I've ever had. And there's a half a dozen alchemists in the class, and they brought that energy with them. So when they're doing the body braces, there's this boom.
Wow.
And, oh, yeah. I've watched some of the most amazing transformations of people in this class. You know, beautiful man called Chris, who had no joy in life, no hope of anything that was going to be joyful, tried to commit suicide, didn't work. That really gave him no hope, because if you can't get that right, why can't you get right? And then by the end of the 2.5 days, he could not stop grinning, he could not stop laughing, and he couldn't stop the tears. His face was just completely wet with tears of joy. The next time we see him in a class is in Vienna again, a few months later, and he's brought his wife to the class. And all she could do was say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have my husband back. And then I watched these two lesbians as they're doing the body braces and the energy work that we work through the class. And there's just this sheer joy.
Wow.
That's what the alchemy is about. It's about that sort of transformation. It's about that sort of change. And, you know, I know we're still only scratching the surface as to what's possible. But we have to start somewhere. And as people start to receive that, then they become aware that there's more, and then they start to receive that. And it's not long before this universe will just have a totally different reality.
Yep. Wow.
And, you know, there's just this incredible pull from the land. It's just absolutely demanding more. You know, people laugh that I moved to Europe, you know, but you've given up so much. But I look at it, I've gained so much.
Mm.
Gained so much more awareness. I've gained so much more knowing. What I've seen transform in people's bodies when I touch them now is, why would I stop?
Exactly. And Greg, would you, you know, we talk a lot about people who are body whisperers and animal whisperers, but how much of us are earth whisperers? We are planet whisperers. It's probably not the only planet that we have, we travel to and do this, because this planet is truly amazing, this gorgeous gem of the universe. And that's a capacity and a talent that, put together with your body whispering and your animal whispering, it's all actually earth whispering, isn't it? You are actually the earth.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you totally deeply connect to the earth and the energies of the earth, when I feel into the earth, when I feel the energy of the earth, I get so tearful, and not from sadness. It's just an incredible sense of gratitude and joy. You know, really and truthfully, the earth doesn't give a shit whether we're here in 500 years' time or not, because the earth she has her own awareness. Yeah. It's quite different to what we perceive it to be and what we'd like to imagine it to be. We're part of her, and we're not part of her. And, you know, 10,000 years from now, she's still going to be hurtling through space at nearly the speed of sound, or speed of light. Yeah. And if we're gone, we go, well, that didn't work. Let's see what else I can create. Yeah. So, what if we were able to look at ourselves with that same sense of allowance and almost indifference, really, and just going, wow, we're not significant, and get rid of our own self-importance, and then really tap into the earth and from that space look at everybody else with that sense of insignificance, but willingness to be in total allowance of the other person. And with the energy, just reach out and touch.
Yeah, so how many times does it stand in our way of creating something greater, our own feeling of significance, how significant we are, and it just stops us from being us and doing more and opening up other people's universe because we expect something that we call our own significance.
Yeah, we call it the ego.
Oh, yes, yeah, too true.
And you watch healers. A lot of them begin really humbly and quiet, and they're amazing. And then then the ego sneaks in, and then the work goes. They don't function the same, and it's kind of sad. I've watched so many of my friends that were healers, powerful healers, incredibly gifted, and then the ego came in, and now they don't create the changes that they could have. I mean, I tell all my friends, kick my ass if I start getting egotistical or self-centered, because it's not something I want, it's not something I choose, and it's not something I be, but yeah, you never know. And the earth won't let me anyway.
Your body won't let you either.
No.
I think you reach a point of no return. You can't unknow what you know. At some point, it's too late. You can't go back. You won't fit in the old you anymore. It just won't fit.
No.
Yeah.
No, and it's that. It's your knowing grows, so your ability grows, and as that grows, your knowing grows, and it's actually more just a remembering, because all of those things already. We really are. If you feel your bodies right now, how many of you have got your bodies are tingling and alive? Probably at least 3/4 of you, from what I can feel here. Oh, no, it's all even now. But it's and if you feel your body, and if you now with that tingling become aware of the earth, does it get more, or does it get less? What changes? Now become aware of the universe. It's not empty space. It's totally full. And then you get another sense that it's like a wave that goes through your body. Waves after waves after waves. So when you connect all that, and you pull that energy into your body, and then you go and touch somebody who actually just requires energy, boom.
Yeah. They don't want to leave. They don't want to go home.
No, they don't want to stop hugging you either. God. But it's it's that, but I mean, you get to a point where you don't have to say, I'm going to run this process through you. All you do is touch the body and go, here, take what you need.
Yeah.
And the body goes, cool, thanks, and gets better.
Yeah.
Because it knows what it requires.
Yeah. And how does it get any better? You know, I had a lady come for bars yesterday, and she's had a few interesting things go on. She said, oh, I didn't really come for bars. And I said, oh, well, do you want a body process? No, I didn't really come for that. I came because I just wanted to talk to you. And she said, and I love the energy that gets created when we talk. And I thought, how lovely is that? Let me put my hands on you, because when you put your hands on them and talk, it's a whole different
absolutely
space.
And that's what we talk about in the alchemy. It's creating that space where there is total allowance, absolute gratitude, total trust, absolute honouring of the other person as well as yourself.
Yeah.
And I can never remember the fifth one, but it's always there somewhere. Vulnerability is willing to be totally vulnerable.
Yeah.
And, that's why we have Gabi as my translator, because she reminds me every time.
Oh, how does it get any better than
Dankeschön, Gabi. So, but it's that, and it's, but by being that intimacy, you create a space that allows people to come in and feel heard and trust that they can let go.
And it's not rocket science. It's just a willingness, Greg, isn't it? Anyone can do that. Be willing to be the space. How much space can I be for this person?
Yeah.
While I run their bars, or while I shop for a dress, or while I put petrol in my car, how much space can I be?
Yeah. How much change can you make in somebody's universe as they serve you in a cafe?
Yeah.
How much change can you create in somebody's life as they sell you some petrol?
Yeah. Huge. And how cool is that? Because it's kind of selfish, because it feels good here too.
Absolutely. You don't think I do this just so that I can make other people feel good, do you?
Oh, okay. Oh, do we have any questions? Would anyone like to ask Greg? While you've got him here, you should make use of him. No? Hands up? Are there questions here, Rocco? Because I can't read.
No,
I can't see yet.
Cool. They're all just like stunned mullets.
They probably are. Okay.
So what if we would just lower our barriers and tap into Greg's energy and receive everything that he has, and he can contribute to us?
What, you haven't been doing that already, Rocco? Yeah, go.
Oh, what is that in the background?
Oh, that's the birds here. There's honey eaters.
The birds in the trees.
The birds in the trees. So, Greg, what's the next class that's coming up? Is it different? Have you created something new?
Gabby and I've created 2 or 3 classes now. One is, when I get back, that after I get back to Vienna, we have a class called Sex and Relationship, but it's not about copulation. It's not about all the other stuff that everyone else seems to be talking about. It's actually about the intimacy, the trust, everything else, and it's about the energies of the body and the energies of being and the energies of that, and it changes people. They just become so much more. We've got another class on the alchemy of money, and again, that's about changing our points of view and our perspectives on how we view money, how we view the energy of money, and how we're willing to receive or not receive money, and why. Not so much why, but what created our unwillingness, our inability to receive, and then releasing that. And that creates so much change in so many people's lives. And then we've got another one on the alchemy of trust.
Wow.
And that one is about really letting go the energies that we have locked in the body around abuse. And that one's amazing. I've seen some beautiful people willing to be totally vulnerable and totally in front of the class let go some stuff that just makes my body ache with the intensity of what they're feeling.
So are you, could you live stream any of those, or do people need to be in the class?
I would have to talk to the team about that one. Well, they probably could be live streamed. I think we're doing one soon that's going to be live streamed. So it's going to be experimenting with that and looking at the tools that we require to do that. But it's becoming, there's so much more being asked for. We go to the places where we've been invited.
Yes.
People say, well, what do I take? I said, well, an invitation. And somebody willing to be the host and to invite us there, so that, because there's no point me living in Vienna, trying to organise a class in Australia or New Zealand or America, because 1, I've got to go find the venue. 2, I've got to go find the people. 3, I'm too lazy.
We just have a question now from Yvonne.
Oh. No, don't ask her questions. She's always got the hairy questions.
No, it's not hairy. Can you hear me all right?
We can.
Absolutely, honey.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm really good. And you? Well, I
No,
already know.
phenomenal.
Greg, I continue to be confused about this connecting with the earth. And I do ask what gets me to different countries is my body chooses to go to those countries. More than, well, I don't choose it, my body does, and I agree with it. But I still have some sort of confusion about what is it? How do I know that I'm connecting with the earth? And
well, you want, even when you're pretending to be silly, we're just trying to create all that. Your body tells you that it wants to go to a particular land.
yeah,
So is your body connected to the land?
yes, I get yes.
Yeah. So what's the resistance? Is it in the body or in the mind?
I don't get either.
No. So if you're unable to perceive what you know what your body wants to do, and you know where your body wants to connect, doesn't that tell you something about how you have an ability to listen to the earth and connect with the earth in different places?
Well, I've limited it to being my body is telling me.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is. I'm just thinking it's me and my body trotting along, doing what it does.
Yeah. So that's just a choice. What if you change that choice and it'll actually allow you to acknowledge your whole awareness?
Well, that's why I'm asking you to clarify or open up more questions that I can ask that will create more of a connection with the earth instead of me just thinking it's me and my body.
Well, get out of your head. Stop thinking about it and just acknowledge it.
I am out of my head.
No, you're out of your mind. But see where you're creating the limitation is when you're thinking it's just your body. Of course it's just your body. Your body's the receiver. And what you're doing is you're just saying, well, it's only my body that's telling me, but my mind's not telling me. Your mind's never going to tell you.
Say that again?
Your body is the receiver of awareness.
Right.
Okay? So when you say it's just your body that has the awareness,
yeah,
what are you making small and insignificant?
Me.
Yeah. Is it working for you?
Not now.
So would you like to change that? Because that's all it takes. Change your mind. Say,
Right.
wow, my body is amazing. I'm so in contact and connected to the earth that I can say that my body wants to go here and it creates it.
Okay. Well, the other thing that creates angst for me is whatever I've shut up.
Love you.
Whatever I've had this thing going on for years and years and years about how they keep putting buildings down, or they keep clearing land to put buildings on, and I go to places like Italy and there's even less land available, and I keep thinking that that's what's damaging the earth. So I'd like to know more about that and how it is that we can contribute to the earth and the planet. I keep thinking it's because it's, and I keep thinking because we keep clearing the land and building on it and destroying animals' habitats and all that sort of thing.
Yeah. And we've been doing that for millions and millions of years. We really have. I mean, the history books only show a little portion of humanity's history. The rest we've been lied about. They're finding buildings in India and in Africa that are 10 and 30 and 40,000 years old. They've found pyramids now in Bosnia and China, or they found a while ago now, and they're finding them all over Europe. And they're more ancient than the Egyptian ones by double.
Mm.
So we've been around a lot longer than we pretend to be. And we've been doing the damage and doing the changes for a lot longer. When they've found footprints, fossilized footprints of a man stalking a dinosaur in Mexico and the volcanic ash beds.
Really?
So, yeah, so we've been around a little bit longer than just this period. We've been back, so that's a Cretaceous, so that's a long time ago.
Wow.
So, but they won't put that into the history book because then they have to rewrite the lot. And then the lecturers have to change their lectures at university and everything else. And then the church has to change their story about the earth being created in 7 days.
And if you don't mind me butting in, there's another thing there, Yvonne, like what does your body know about molecular demanifestation and demolecular manifestation? Because humans build and destroy and tear things apart, but humanoids speak to the molecules and form things and then change them. And yeah, when you look at it and go, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. Well, that's the human force and violence. The humanoid would just go, I think I'd like a minaret over there. Whoosh. Oh, I think I'd like a grass hut over there and create it. I'm making fun of it. But what do you, Yvonne, actually know about, like, what is that that you get actually your capacity with the molecules?
Well, I've been saying for a long time that I'd love to live out in the bush, but it's just not practical.
So you're going to add to the city. Sorry, Bonnie. I love you. But it's that. And it's about just being the balance. And sometimes we have to live in the city, but we're the energy of the country.
I'm not in the city, Greg. I'm on the edge.
Yeah, I know you're on the edge, honey. Yeah.
Well, the national park, like 5 minutes away, love.
Yeah. I walk over the back fence of Gabby's house, and I'm in the farmland and country too.
Right. Well, I'll ask you the question what I wrote, which is what questions can we ask to connect more with the earth, and what questions have you asked that have really created a lot of change for you? Like more than others. Well, some questions.
What energy, space, and consciousness can I be to be me in my body and being in totality? And I did that every day for a month. Every morning I'd ask that, and I sat and I sat. Then every night I'd ask that, and I sat and I sat. And then I just listened and I felt, and then I would go stand in the grass outside and just tap into the earth. But for me, it's I've always been aware of the earth. I've always felt the earth under my feet. Okay. And we all do to greater and lesser levels, but it's allowing ourselves to actually acknowledge those levels. See, you have an incredible awareness about the land and where your body wants to be, but you don't acknowledge how special that awareness is. You don't acknowledge the miracles that awareness creates. What would happen if you changed that? And just acknowledge. Just acknowledge what you are aware of. And even if it's your body that's aware of it, that doesn't matter, because it's still part of who you be and function as in this reality. Okay. And that's an amazing gift just on its own, because there are people out there that aren't even aware that it's lunchtime.
I've been there.
Me too.
Yvonne, the other exciting thing is that when you acknowledge that something drew you to land, it's like you become the lightning rod to draw a whole other pile of people there. Like you've got to plant the flag and that's you, but you could create anything with that capacity.
Yeah.
A class,
true story.
A shop, anything.
Create anything with a shop?
Well, anything that was fun for you. If you were pulled to go to a particular piece of land, a particular country, a particular city, other people would find your energy irresistible.
Okay, yeah. Okay, great. That's beginning to show up. Thank you.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's is why you can't see me, Greg, because I'm poking my tongue out at you.
Well, that's all right, Bonnie. I love you anyway, and it's I'm grateful for your questions, but I'm also grateful that you're a friend and that I know you, because when we first met and now and to now, there's been so much change and so many choices that you've created and made, and it just comes from exercising that muscle, but acknowledging the miracles that you be and the miracles that you create.
Well, that's the key, is acknowledging more.
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg. I'll start doing that right now.
Cool. And then that's not just you, that's everybody. When you start to acknowledge the miracle that you be, you watch the miracles start to happen even more. Because you think, wow, if I did that, what else can I do? If I did that, whoa, what else can I create? And I've watched this so much. You know, I've got a dear friend called Heidi, and she does quilts. And I've watched her go, wow, what else is possible now? And it all started when somebody made a fuss of one of her quilts. And then said, so what else could you do? And then she went boom and created something quite different. And then that was, wow, so what else can you do? And we've got 5 quilts in home, and we put them on the tables when we were doing bar swaps, and you can see the transition from here through. And now she's gone way past the ones we've got, because I've seen some on Facebook. And it's that. But it's recognizing what you've created, and now what else is possible? What you've created, now what else is possible? What you've created, what else is possible? And just keep doing it. And suddenly you think, wow, 10 years ago, I was actually quite stupid and thick, wasn't I? Because look what I can do now. And I look at what I did for my body, recovering from the strokes, and how long it took me. And I watch people now with the tools that we've got, and it's so much faster.
Yeah.
It's so much more ease. It's so much more joy.
So how is that a contribution to the land, to the planet?
When you're joyful, the land is joyful. When the land is joyful, what does it do? When you're joyful, what do? You become creative and generative.
Yeah. Say that
and
again?
you change other people's realities.
Right. Okay.
So when we do that, and you get 100 joyful people living on a piece of land, what is that going to do to the land? What's that going to do to the animals on the land? I know what it does to the plants.
All right, then I'll stop trying to understand it. Thank you.
What was that?
I'll stop trying to understand it. Thank you.
Yeah, get out. There's a really neat book and a DVD called The Peaceful Warrior. Nick Nolte plays this wise man, and he gets this young fella, he taps him in the head, he goes, take out the rubbish, get out of your head.
Yeah.
And then he chucks this young boy off a bridge into the stream. The boy comes out, what the hell, you're out of your head? Yes, that took me my lifetime to do that. Why do we have to take a lifetime? Why can't we just do it now? And go? And then keep asking what else is possible. What am I willing to be now? I asked Gary one day at a CFP in Melbourne, or John's friend then. I said, Gary, I feel like I'm a plane flying through the sky, and I'm in a tailspin, and I can't tell which way's up, which way's down, which way's north, which way's south. And he said, welcome to my world. You're in a space of no form, no definition, and no significance. And I said, wow, that's what that feels like. Cool. I said, so what do I do with that? He says, stay open to all possibilities, especially the ones you haven't considered yet. And now I'm better.
Yeah. Wow. Whatever that is. Thank you, Greg. This has been an amazing hour. We're already a little over an hour.
Wow.
So much gratitude for you. I know you just arrived on a plane today, and for taking the time to come and chat to Rocco and me and everyone. So much gratitude for you.
Thank you.
We will send out an email to everyone who registered, and they'll get the audio, and we'll give them, with your permission, that's okay, to links to your website and your classes.
Yep. And if they want to know more, just email me, Gabi or Blanca, or Heidi, and we'll put you onto some links that have video clips and interviews. But there's so much out there now.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many other people that have some amazing tools that can really help us to create change in our world.
So thank you. Rocco, did you have anything to add there at the end?
I just wanted to also say thank you for Greg, because it was quite a huge inspiration. Anything, what happened to him in the last year and a half. And I really enjoyed that talk last year at the COP. It was really great to meet you. And today it was again a huge inspiration. And I'm looking forward to the future.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks,
Thank
Greg.
you.
Thanks, everyone. Okay. Much love. Talk to you soon.
Cheers.